So, today, finally gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be giving my review on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5, aka Golden Wind. I'm gonna say this off rip. Overall, how I view the show, it's literally one of the greatest shows that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I have nobody else to thank but you guys for, first of all, introducing me to the show. And this channel almost it kind of got some, it got some traction off of the show, me reacting to the openings and videos and stuff. So, so I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys supporting and all that good stuff. And, something that, kind of made me upset, and it still kind of does. I tried to record the last 2 episodes of JoJo Part 5, but it just wasn't working well for me that day. So I kind of took a break for a day and a half just to kind of calm myself, to make sure that when I do get back to recording that I'm not in some type of salty mood. So anyway, I tried to record it. It didn't fail. It did fail. But basically in the last 2 episodes, I'm pretty sure y'all know at this point. After Jojo beat up Diablo, it seemed like he was he was basically stuck in a whole loop with I like to call it the JoJo Izanami, because it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that, where Diablo basically experiences death a whole bunch of different other times, and he's just stuck in that infinite loop forever. Right in the middle, when everybody's going back to the Coliseum to go find out what happened to Bucciarati, it basically cuts to a flashback to I didn't know when. I was so confused when I was watching it. It cut to some flashback of when the whole gang was still alive and together, and they basically accepted the job from this dude who said that his daughter may have been killed by her boyfriend. And so they looked into it. It was who was it? Bucciarati and it wasn't Fugo. Well, Fugo went along with them. Actually, hold on. I actually still have the footage. So actually, let me remind myself. So yeah, they basically accepted a job from this dude to investigate the whole situation with his daughter, possibly being killed by her boyfriend. And they went to go and investigate this dude, and on their way there was some weird stuff occurring with Missa seeing this rock around and how it was causing bad luck for him. And when they find the boyfriend, it turns out that he was a stand user, but he couldn't control his stand. He was kind of one of those guys. And basically, I forget what his stand's name was. What do you call it? Like prophecy stone or whatever. And basically, whatever the rock shape is, it explains the fate of somebody, and apparently it can't be changed. So the rock formation was of Bucciarati basically dying, which he technically did throughout the show. Towards the other half of the show, he technically did die. So, and then during the next episode, it was Mista basically trying to play bad cop and failing at it miserably, because the dude was trying to explain the entire time what his stand was and that he couldn't control it, and basically whatever the rock shape is, they can't change it. But Mista thought that he was just playing around, so he kept on pointing the gun in his nose, mouth, pistol whipping him and everything. So it turns out that he was telling the truth, that he couldn't control his stand, and that everything he was saying about it was the truth. But the only way to change the rock's fate was to either destroy the rock or change its shape. And he couldn't let Bucciarati touch it, because whoever touches it, there's no way to change the fate of it if the person touches it. And they was going up and down this whole building looking for the rock. The rock was phasing through walls trying to get the Bucciarati. And so basically, Missa stopped the rock from touching him. And so he was basically in the exact same position that girl was when she committed suicide, because that's what a lot of people thought it was, because she was holding on to this rock. It was the exact same rock that this dude's stand was, and she basically landed on her head, which was, ironically, I think they said it was the exact same way the rock depicted her actually dying. So that's what she did, and ironically enough, Missa was in the exact same situation, because he thought if he landed in a certain way, then the rock would get destroyed. But then for some reason, Fugo comes out of nowhere. He just came flying in and saved Missa, because he literally jumped out the window. And so everybody was really fine when it comes down to it. Everybody thought the rock was destroyed, and as they were walking away, bro, that rock formation, when I saw it come out of the dust, bro, was epic, bro, because it literally showed all 3 of them dying, which actually happened. RIP to Bucciarati, and Narancia, and bro, like, they did not deserve it. They did not deserve to die, bro. Especially, and I already know y'all got on my head when I reacted to that one video of Narancia dying, saying that he was the youngest, even though he wasn't the youngest. It was technically Jono who was the youngest out of the group. But you gotta admit, when you look at Narancia, like, you know, like, you would, like, suspect, if you wasn't paying attention to them talking about their age, if you, just based on looks, you would guess that Narancia is the youngest. But anyway, yeah. So that was like a dope moment, and the dude, like, you know, and the dude with like the whole prophecy stone stand, you know, he gave that speech about, like, oh, I don't know what the future holds for them, but, you know, hopefully they just don't become like slaves to what, like, fate, I think he said. And then it cuts back to Jono holding the arrow, and basically The Rock appearing again. And I was like, there is no way that this is happening. Like, a round rock just appears out of nowhere. And and it looked like Missa just got like a whole bunch of PTSD. Like, he's like, oh no, not again. But no, it was fine. It was just the turtle came behind the rock, but it was fine. And can I just say, shouts out to Polnareff, man. He is a true GOAT of the whole JoJo series, and I'm mad at how they did him. He came back looking all cool with, like, he was in a wheelchair, and like he just looked so dope. But then he just gets killed off immediately. Like, I was sad about that. And now he kind of has to live as he doesn't live as a turtle. He lives in the key that's inside the turtle. So, but it's kind of the same thing. Like, he is the turtle, even though he's just the key inside of the turtle shell. But it's basically the same thing. It's sad. It's really sad. I really wish he didn't have to live as a ghost. But it is what it is. That's just how the show thought that it was best to go. So yeah, they all and then they all go back to the they're on their way back to the Coliseum to, I guess, find out what happened to Bucciarati, and then it just cuts, like, it cuts to the ending, which, by the way, the ending is fire. And then it basically cuts to, bro, like, I was geeking at this part, because first of all, the first shot you look is, first of all, the door that appears in the opening, like, during, like, the second half, and then it peeps down at the shoes. He's on the shoes, bro, like, you already know who it is, and bro, like, and the turtle missed to open up the window. And bro, you cannot deny the fact that Jono's fit is f***ing fire, bro. You cannot admit that this man's drip game went up a notch or two, bro. Everybody got some new drip. Mister got some new drip with the purple on, bro. Everybody got an upgrade, bro. And Jono accomplished his dream. He became a cabo. How do you pronounce it? Like, you know, like I was saying in my when I was recording that, like, he became like a gangster star, which is, you know, kind of true, but he's just more like, you know, a capo, because that's actually what he is. And then it ended off right there, and I was like, man, I was given a standing ovation after I watched it, bro. It was flames. I have to say, this entire part of JoJo was amazing. I really just have to say it. And I had to say, going into it when I first watched it, I remember, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people were upset because the main, like, JoJo cast, at least from, like, the last part in Diamond Unbreakable, was not going to be, like, carried over. I at least thought that it would go into, like, another JoJo, because I didn't watch part 5 at this point. I was just, like, starting to watch it. I was kind of hoping that Koichi would, like, he would stay in it for a while, but that just wasn't the case. It just really wasn't the case. And I was kind of sad about that. Even my friend who was catching up on JoJo's at the time, when he finally got to that part, he was telling me how, like, it was, like, it made no sense, how he was sad that, like, because when you think about it, in the first episode of part 5, Koichi, like, he appeared there for, like, not even the entire episode. And, like, he was in it for most of the episode, but not the entire episode. And then like, a couple episodes pass, then he shows up again, and then that's the last time we literally see him. Because remember, this started out with them trying to investigate if Giorno was actually Dio's son. That was the whole investigation that Jotaro sent Koichi to Italy. Wasn't it Italy? Yeah, it was. And basically sent him there to investigate him to see if he was Dio's son or not. But then I guess it's like, you know what, we're gonna leave the kid alone. We're just gonna see how this unfolds. But like, he didn't show back up again. Like, what happened to the investigation? Did it just conclude? Like, I don't know. It was so confusing and just weird, because, like, it all just dwindled down to, like, a whole new cast, and I was trying to get used to it, because you're just so used to a JoJo being at least in it, you know. So it kind of got me it took me a little second to really, like, get used to that in the beginning. But hey, the fire came along eventually. I got used to the whole gang being there and learning about all the characters' different backstories, and the dope fights, of course. And from there on, it was just it was just flames right after that. You kind of and I like how in every single episode, it was almost like every episode after that, it focused on like a certain character, because they would get into like some type of trouble. It focused on a character, like you kind of see the characteristics of every character in that situation as it kind of unfolds. So that was kind of cool. And can I just say, I even said this in the reaction that I made to the episode when Bucciarati passed. Bro, like, can I just say that the way that Bucciarati went out was like a true G? Like, can I just really say that? Because that's exactly how I feel. The way that Bucciarati went out and still gave, like, encouragement to Giorno, like, afterwards into the afterlife, bro, like, that was just great. That was just amazing. So, yeah, like, that's just, like, that was, that was amazing. Them trying to find out who the boss was, and can I just say that the way that Diablo killed everybody was in the exact same way. The way that he killed Bucciarati was literally a hole in, like, in his chest. The way that he killed, dang, I'm blanking on everybody's name. It's hard to keep up. But the dude, like, with the stand who could kind of, like, he could rewind and see what happened, like, like, in a certain amount of time in that event. And like he was kind of the key to figuring out who Diablo's identity was, because he kept on like rewinding his stand. I forget his name. Sorry about that. But yeah, like he got killed the exact same way. Naranjo didn't get killed the exact same way, but still, there was holes in his body. There was still holes in his body. Like you can bet that. And the way that he even tried to kill his own daughter was in the exact same way. So that's kind of crazy now that I think about it. It was in like the literally exact same way out of almost everybody. And bro, like when I'm pretty sure all of us was floored when Bucciarati just came back to life, because after Giorno found him after that fight with Diablo, when he found him on the ground and he was trying to heal him, all the parts where he did heal him, like he kind of, I don't even know if I would say he came back to life, because he technically did it. He was just like a shell, like he was just like a hollow shell, like he couldn't feel anything anymore. It started to progress to where his body was just like, I wouldn't say decaying, but it was like his spirit was detaching from his body ever so slowly with every single episode. He couldn't feel anything, hear, see anything. Like, bro, like, that just got me sad every time where he just said, oh, I can't see, I can't feel, I'm starting to lose, like, feeling. He wasn't even bleeding anymore. Like, yeah, like, that whole part right there was just sad. And him asking Giorno not to tell anybody else. And like bro, like nobody had a clue. Like for real, nobody else had a clue what was going on, and that was crazy. And bro, like I said, when Polnareff showed up again, man, I was geeking. I was geeking when I saw Polnareff again, man. It was so great. It was just so great. Just to see one of the OGs of JoJo back, like it was so great. Again, sad at the way that he went out and how he was basically a turtle, but he was very important still, because he had the most experience. He knew he didn't know all the powers of the arrow, but he knew how to guide the others in order to get the arrow and therefore use his power to finally defeat Diablo. And can I just say that I said this numerous of times. Why does every single JoJo character have some type of stand that has a power to do with time and is OP for no reason? We're not even gonna count part 1 because stands weren't even a thing back then. But once stands became a thing, it was all about time. First, it was Dio when he gained his stand. Well, we all know the classic Zawadi though. We all know Zawadi. We all know that. And what is that? That's stopping time. That's literally stopping time. And then what was after that? It was literally when Josuke came into the picture, and that one dude, I forget his name, his stand, what was his stand's name? Like, it was something Queen. It was something Queen. Y'all remind me in the comments. His stand, he actually had like 2 separate stands if I remember correctly. One stand literally like, it was like Killer Queen 第3の爆弾バイツァーダストだよ. And remember the whole opening? The whole opening during that time, it literally went backwards. It went backwards. Like, that's why I was confused during that initial opening reaction, where I was like, wait, did I just watch this opening? But it was just backwards. It was just like rewinding. So I was like, wait, what is this? He literally like rewound time. Like, that's crazy. Like, he was just tormenting that little kid and his family. Like for real, just tormented that kid and his family. But that mama really wanted it. You already know. Every single enemy has something to do with time, and it's OP for no reason. But yeah, and when you get to now, you know, he basically can like erase a certain amount of time just so he can, like, you know, just kill people instantly. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid. Why does every single villain have something to do with time? But it's whatever. It's still epic. It's still epic when you think about it. So yeah, that's basically my little review. Like, this isn't the most like put together video. This is literally just me coming down here, pressing record, and basically talking about what I want to talk about JoJo wise. That's basically what it is. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. It was amazing, and I'm actually considering reading the manga because I recently just got into manga. I'm reading the fairy tale manga right now because I'm trying to ease my way into certain manga. Like I don't want to just compact myself with a lot of manga at the same time, trying to manage a lot of them. So I'm starting off with a fairy tale manga right now. I'm at the 100-year quest. So yeah, like, if y'all think that I should, you know, read the manga for JoJo's, let me know. Like, JoJo's is one of the greatest anime of all time, and I don't care what nobody says. And yes, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up, comment down below what are your thoughts on JoJo as a whole, whether it be, you know, like the entire series or part 5 as a whole. What are your thoughts on it? And I'm gonna see y'all for the next one.